Hi. Oh, good morning. My name is Liz Steininger. I work with Least Authority. I am the CEO. At Least Authority, we believe that people have a right to privacy, and it is part of our mission to make security easy and accessible for everyone. We build technology solutions and incorporate these values, and then we also help others' technologies to be more secure. So today I'm going to speak to you about security audits and how that works in the blockchain space. So why does security even matter? Well, information is power. Controlling access to data is important because data means and holds value. So security is about keeping access to this data restricted to certain people and organizations that want to retain control of that value. However, in the case of cryptocurrencies, data is money now. Vulnerabilities in our implementations, whether through intentional or unintentional exploits, result in more than just the loss of data. Now we feel the immediate effects of lost money. This presents new challenges for us, both in how we approach building our technology and how, as a society, including the legal system, we're going to respond to and how we will institutionalize non-technological responses to security issues that we have in the space. So how we approach handling security and our blockchain projects will have an impact on how these technological solutions we build are actually adopted in the real world. So security is about risk management. No one is actually safe, and there are no guarantees. But there are things that we can do to lessen the risk of losing data and money. So improving the quality of our technology and continuing to be transparent about our efforts to make these projects more secure will reduce the risks of security breaches. We all have grand visions of how blockchain projects can be solutions to real problems. And if we want to see the world benefit from these solutions that we envision, then we need to do security better. We need to do it better than the status quo, and we need to make sure that the status quo that we are disrupting and replacing, that we do it better than them. So how do we do this? Well, the first step is to analyze your use cases and to assess the threats of the data that you hold. So the key to threat modeling is to know who will want your data and what incentives do they have to get your data. Data, or money, is stored, moved, and processed. These are all points at which these vulnerabilities can be exploited in our systems. So the security industry is very familiar with threat modeling, but so are we. Every day, we do threat modeling as individuals. We do this when it comes to, especially when it comes to our physical security in the world. We all think about what it's going to mean if we make certain decisions out in the real world and what that impact is on our safety. And so we do know how to threat model. We just need to apply this to our systems, too. So translating this skill to technology, it does take some effort, but can be very helpful in identifying areas to focus on improving the security of a project. Security audits are an important response to mitigating these risks presented by the identified threats. A security audit is a review of a project for potential vulnerabilities and analysis of how to address those issues that we've found. This can be done at various stages in different forms, but this is commonly done before the code is released for use. Best practice is to do an internal audit first, and then follow it by multiple third-party audits focused in particular areas of concern and with different peoples that match the different third-party skill sets. So here is a list about how an audit works. But basically, you determine the scope of the audit. You look at the concerns that you want to address in the audit. You do a detailed review of the code and the design of the implementation. A report is created on these vulnerabilities and exploits and how to mitigate them, or suggestions are made on how to mitigate and remediate these issues. And then a verification is performed after the issues have been addressed by the team. And then we do this again before any major releases of code. However, audits of production-ready code are just one piece of a larger puzzle in improving the security of our solutions. Project teams can stay up to date on security research efforts, educate themselves about security best practices, and sharing more knowledge within the industry with our partners, especially from our negative experiences. These are all other important things that we could do. Releasing code online as open source allows for independent verification of by third parties. And sorry, there's a computer issue. But yeah, so releasing code open source also allows for independent verification by other parties, and this is another important step that we can do to improve our security practices. So also thinking beyond what we do, I want to say in conclusion, my call to action to you all is to think and talk more about the security of your blockchain projects, whether it's the project that you're working on or a project that you're a fan of. Think and talk about how we can do better with data security. And if we want to replace and disrupt the status quo, then we need to do better. We need to have our solutions be even more secure, and we need to make security a priority, even if it is just for the sake of not losing money. So thank you.